All right, everybody, welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe, and today I've got West, who is on Summer House. I don't watch the show, and now I want to after talking to him. He is just, we said we ripped it. We just ripped it. There was no real structure to it, just a nice little conversation with West. Okay, well, thanks for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sad that I didn't bring my wine. I have a wine label, and you're like this food blogger now. Do you do alcohol taste testing too? Do you like to try cocktails?
I just say thumbs up to all of it typically. But I mean, I think I've kind of leaned into like the Midwest, like hungover bodega food beer guy. So it's like super not high end shit. It's like more relatable. Like down, but like, yeah, wine would be good. But like if I did cocktails, I think it would be off brand.
How long have you lived in the city?
Since 2018. But I lived in Las Vegas for 1 year in between work, which is a weird place to live.
Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm an optimist with almost everywhere. And that was a challenge for me.
Because you grew up in Columbia, Missouri.
Yes, ma'am.
Which, LOL, I went there for
a
live podcast.
Do you remember where you were? Or like the name of the venue?
It was Funny Bone, maybe?
Was it like, were college kids there?
Yes.
How long ago?
Recently.
Really?
Yeah, like probably 5 months ago.
Oh, shit. Well, how was your time?
It was cute.
I should have hit me up. I would have given you food and...
I didn't realize that's where you were from until I did my research on you.
And you live in Nashville now?
Yes.
So you are a Canadian living in like a southern city?
Yes. Legally, though. I've got a work visa. I love it.
You do?
So I lived in this area that was... I don't know how I lived there for so long. It was the only restaurants that were good around me was like Hooters and Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And I was out there and I was like... Well, I never like imagined my Canadian self this is where I live now.
Wait, like a suburb of Nashville, you're saying?
Yeah. It was called Hermitage.
Hermitage. I can't say I know Hermitage.
I called it the Dirty Herm. But I did live on a golf course. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was just the area was a little weird. But like Rosemary, my old neighbor, probably listens to this podcast, but it was like my neighbors were named Rosemary. Everybody was very racist around me. And I was just like, where am I? And then I moved and now I'm the like weird girl that lives on the corner where everybody around me has a family and I just have 2 dogs and they're like, you live there by yourself? I'm like, yeah.
What kind of dogs do you have?
2 golden retrievers.
Classic, but they're the best. It's hard to like.
They're the best.
They are.
What is your favorite dog?
We're a German Shepherd.
That's my second favorite dog.
Can I show you?
Yes, please. I want to rescue. There's a German that is getting trained right now because it needs to be rescued. And I want it bad.
I mean, they rock.
They're the best. And they're so smart. And they're actually so sweet, unless they don't want to be. And they're gangsters.
So, okay. The oldest is Frankie and the youngest is Carl with a K.
Carl with a K?
Look at him.
Oh my gosh.
Is that not crazy? They're the best. Frankie was like super majestic, nice, like the best guy ever. And then as one does, and my parents were like, let's get another one because he's awesome. And Carl's a
freak,
crackhead psycho.
Really?
But it's funny. Like I like admire him a lot because he does his own shit and like runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's,
awesome.
I have 2 very different dogs too. My one dog, Ramen, is like so smart. Ramen and Pino. And they're both I rescued them from South Korea.
One of my best friends rescued a dog from South Korea and it.
Really?
Yeah, and it passed away this year and just got a tattoo. And he named the dog Soul.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Like SOLE?
I think it's SEO.
Oh, confusing.
The Korean spelling of soul.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I think it's SEOUL, but I could be wrong. But there's 3 vowels. It's EO and U.
Did they rescue it from from Bunny's Buddies?
Would you know? I could ask him.
Yeah, ask, because I feel like I remember a dog named. Did he name it or it came with that name?
I would imagine he named it Soul because that's like where he was like visiting South Korea, got the dog, brought it back.
I rescue both mine from Bunny's Buddies, and yeah, they rescue a lot of Goldens from South Korea.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Also, I spelled Soul SEOUL and it didn't. There was no.
Yeah, I feel like you're lying.
No, I think that's right. But that's cool.
I'm here. I want to show you.
Wait, so what took you to Nashville?
Also, did you see the cat when you walked in?
No, did you?
There's just a cat sitting by the elevator.
Awesome.
I know.
That's
I was
New
like,
York.
And I thought it was fake. And I was like, I was like, oh, hey.
What was the call to Nashville for you?
Oh, well, reality television. I got engaged on The Bachelorette.
I haven't seen your...
Well, mine was quite some time ago. But that is what made me go to Nashville, because I got engaged to a guy that lived in Nashville. And then I fell in love with the city. And I was like, I'm not leaving.
Oh, so you've been there for a minute.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost, about 9 years.
Did your lower third say Kaitlyn, Alberta, Canada? Or did it say the town?
It said Vancouver.
Oh.
Because I lived in Vancouver for 11 years. But it also said that I was a dance instructor and I wasn't.
Interesting.
Like, I was watching, I'm like, what are they going to say my job is? Because they always come up with something either true or ridiculous. Like, one guy on my season was a junkyard specialist. I'm not sure what that means. But they said Kaitlyn, Bristowe, Vancouver, Canada, dance instructor. And I was like, I taught like 5-year-olds dance when I was like 20.
When you meet someone just like, in passing, where do you say you're from?
Alberta.
Alberta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? You say Columbia?
I say Columbia, Missouri, if I think the conversation's going to be longer than like 30 seconds. If not, I'll just say like Missouri.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I always have to say, I feel like Americans don't know provinces.
Dude, Americans don't know states. It's
I know all the states, and I'm Canadian, and I'm like, you don't know where Alberta is? And they're like, I've never heard of it. I'm like, what? Oh. So I'm just saying Nashville if I don't want to have the conversation.
I can't believe that, like, I'm so like blown away by the lack of domestic knowledge that like people in New York have.
Yeah.
I just think people from the coast couldn't tell you anything about any of the middle states. And so the fact that you even give Americans the benefit of the doubt that they would know provinces is like admirable.
I don't. I'm saying they don't know them. I always have to explain because they know. They go, oh, you're from Canada? Toronto? I'm like, what? It's either Vancouver or Toronto. And I'm like, no, I grew up in Alberta. I moved to Vancouver. But I was on a plane one time and a guy literally thought like igloos were a thing.
Dude.
I could not believe it.
The one thing that I find offensive is when I tell people I'm from Missouri and they're like, oh, how's New York? Or like, are you okay in New York adjusting? And I'm like, what the do you think? I don't know.
Everyone thinks
so
that
bizarre.
Everyone thinks New York is like survival of the fittest. Like you've got to like.
Shut up.
It's crazy. My do you know Amanda? Not skinny, not fat.
I know the podcast.
She was like, yeah, I don't think you could survive in New York, and I'm like, what? I was like, is it just because I like cry on Instagram sometimes? Like, is that why you think that?
And she's like, yes.
Yeah. She's like, I thought you just spiral a lot. I'm like, yeah, I can handle it.
I think I can. How many provinces are there?
13.
13. I could probably rattle off.
Go.
We'll go west to east.
Okay.
British Columbia.
Yeah.
Alberta.
Yep.
The middle ones get tough. Well, and then now I'm going to go farthest east, which would be Quebec. And then...
Well, farthest east would technically be PEI, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland.
I went to a musical about a plane that landed in Nova Scotia.
Yes, Come From Away. Yes.
Yeah. It was
so good.
It was incredible.
Yeah, because Canadians are the best. It's East Coast Canadians are... I lived in Newfoundland as well for a little while, and I loved every second of it.
That's so sick.
It was so fun.
Are they French speaking in Newfoundland?
I don't think so.
That's just mostly a Quebec thing?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I can't speak French. I can speak more German than I can speak French.
Is Bristowe your main, your main last name?
Yes.
Where does that come from?
British. Very British. Yeah.
Bristowe. I mean, I guess, yeah.
What are you, Irish?
Why do I Wilson just assume... is just English, British, but...
Did you ever think, like, who you were growing up and just who you are, did you ever think you'd make it on a Bravo reality TV show?
I didn't think I'd be on a Bravo show ever. That was like never my...
I am not a Bravo girl. So for people watching and listening at home, my girlfriend was like, I feel like you and West would hit it off. Like, you got to like get him on your podcast. And she called you from...
I was going to say, I think I remember. I know who you're talking about.
She freaking...
You guys were like out.
We were out. It was one of my best friend's birthdays. We had been drinking and she called you, I think like 4 times in a row on Instagram from my DMs. And I was like, Rachel, he's going to think I'm such a loser. He's not going to want to come on the podcast.
I woke up and I was like, I wish I was up. Wish I was up for that.
Well, we'll have to call you again. She's literally the best person I've ever met in my life. She's so funny, but she's a huge Bravo fan. And so I was like, you got to tell me like what I need to ask him. And she sent me a whole voice note and all of these things.
Oh boy.
Which I will get to. But I do find it funny because like you grew up, your dad was a cattle rancher.
Yeah.
Your mom was an OB-GYN.
Yeah.
Obsessed with that combo.
It's a sick combo. It's like people love to hear it.
People love to hear it.
Yeah.
Was your mom like open about all this stuff and like talked about it, or was she like?
My parents aren't really on the show or anything at all, but like just.
But like in general,
like her profession.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to really like
not talk about
escape that when her profession is vaginas.
Vaginas, yeah. Do you have sisters?
No.
Oh.
My poor mom was like a dancer, loved Barbies, whatever, and then just married a cattle rancher and had 2 boys who like played football. We had, and they're all most of my cousins are boys, and then we had my dad's brother had a son first and then had a daughter. And I remember the first Christmas where she was old enough to like play and like interact or whatever, my mom hung out with her and played with her for like 2 hours. And I was like, she deserved it.
Oh, that's my dad, I'm pretty sure wanted boys because he like played hockey his whole life.
Yeah.
So Canadian. And like is an athlete and golfs every day. And then he got 2 girls, but we're like kind of bros.
Yeah.
Like,
do you play sports?
No, I danced my whole life.
Yeah.
And my sister was a figure skater.
But both like you need athletic genes to, be successful.
Oh, I consider dancing being an athlete.
No, I would agree.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When I was young, I loved performing. I loved entertaining. I loved anything. Like I would try so hard to make my family laugh. I would like sing at the dinner table. Like I was just like a performer.
You're just a showman.
I loved, and I knew I was going to end up on TV one day. Like I was like, I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm somehow going to end up on TV. You did not feel that.
Bravo, no. I guess maybe TV kind of, because I almost from like a production angle, I was like, when I was super young, I would take my mom's video camera and like, I remember the first time I was making videos or movies or whatever, it was before anyone had like easy access to like editing on the computer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would take an iPod, choose a song, and like wire the headphones through my fingers so I could hold it and play the music into the like audio receiver like while I filmed it.
Wow.
And so I just made movies with my friends all the time. I mean, I obviously I think I liked being on camera.
Yeah.
Even when I was young. But then went to college and I did.
What did you go to college for? Marketing? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but like that was just because I didn't know.
Yeah.
Business is very, if you don't know what you want to do, business is a great degree because it doesn't really close any doors at all.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't like lead you anywhere specific, which was great for me.
Right.
But I always like in Montana. Have you been to Montana?
Yes, because I drove from Nashville to Canada once.
Oh, wow.
And that was a haul. And I drove through Montana, so I stopped at a few places.
Would you remember the route? Like, did you go 90, like all the way west and then up through the mountains or no?
Yeah.
Like it's long as shit.
Yeah, it was so long of nothing.
And then once you get to like Bozeman is where the mountains start.
Yes,
and it's pretty.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had to be there in the summer for football workouts, obviously. So you'd work out at like 6 a.m. and then we had the whole day to like make Montana our playground.
Yeah.
And so we'd find bridges, cliffs, boats. Like it was just it's the coolest, prettiest place ever. Like rope swings, and Montana's so big, there's like all these beautiful lakes that have like 2 boats on them. Like I know. So sick.
I actually want to live there.
Bozeman is the coolest place of all time.
Why'd you move? For the show?
Why'd I leave?
Yeah.
I think peak, at least at that time, the peak I was going to get in Bozeman, which was a college town, they like loved football there, like was being a, football player on the football team. Like I had a lot of friends who kind of stayed and struggled to kind of like, let go and move on. And so it was time to, try new stuff. Yeah, I get that. It's when that's how I felt growing up in this really small town. It was like I saw a lot of my friends who wanted to stay. My sister was like, die hard, will never leave. And I was like one of those kids that said, get me out of here. And it's always home. It's not like I can't go back. Like I still have friends and all the.
You friends with the Montana boys?
They were visiting because they went to Montana State. Two of them went to Montana State for like a year and they both transferred. But I was a senior when they visited. So I'd like had run-ins with them in like 2017 or whenever that would have been.
Funny. Yeah, they
moved to Nashville.
Yeah. I've actually hung out with them because one of them is dating one of my good friends, Kristen, and they're nice guys.
No, I think they're nice. They got in trouble though.
A lot of trouble.
Yeah.
They were losing brand deals, and I don't know like specifics, but I saw that and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Are you ever worried about that?
No, I mean, I guess you could be, but
I used to worry about when cancel culture was like such a thing. I was like, my sister even said to me, she's like, how have you not gotten canceled? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it could have been anything.
Right.
You know?
I feel like I've kind of already had
a low moment?
Worst of it, yeah. So
was it from the show?
Yeah.
So I didn't watch. Okay, so I haven't watched like Vanderpump. I haven't watched Summer House. I don't really know even how it works. Like, is it a contest or is it just like...
It is Bravo shows are meant to be like straight up reality.
Oh, okay.
Like there's no stipulations, nothing to it.
You just are hanging out in a house.
You just exist.
Existing. Mm-hmm. And is it all the alcohol you want? Like, do they just have it?
Yeah. I mean, it's for us, it's like a summer house.
And how long are you living there?
It's the weekends. So you go.
Oh.
So your life is not that like.
But you're contractually obligated to be there on the weekends for the show.
Yeah.
For how many weekends?
Like 8 or 9 for the summer. It's not, you can, like, I have a full-time job now and I'm very busy, but if it was anything else, it would be much more challenging. And we like film in the city Wednesday, Thursday sometimes, but it's manageable to like have a life outside of it. We're like Bachelor, I know you guys.
Oh my gosh, it's just a bubble for however many weeks, but it's crazy.
Okay, I've heard with The Bachelor, a part of the psychology is that you're so disconnected from the outside world that in a way you become more obsessive over the
100%.
game itself.
Yes.
And the person and like, and does that work?
Yeah.
Like it is real?
I mean, it's real in a sense. Like when I got engaged, I really thought I was going to marry him and we were together for 3.5 years and like, it felt very real.
3.5, a lot of people not on TV don't last 3.5 years, so that's fine.
Yeah, it felt real. The feelings were real. It's so manipulated and like edited and it just feels like, you know how you said it's the same show every season. Like it's always the same drama. But when you're in it, you truly like don't even watch TV. You don't have a phone. You don't talk to all the people that ground you. You don't talk to your family. Like you are so in it and you really do start to think that it's all that matters. Yeah. Because it's all you focus on.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense though. Like it's not even surprising that things would.
Do you feel like on Summer House, like do people get bad edits like they do on Bachelor?
I mean, I've only done this a year, so it's hard for me to fully say. But I think for the most part, everything is told in the way that like you were behaving or like I don't feel like anything from the year I was there was like surprising.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
what did you learn? What did you learn about yourself and the process of being on a reality TV show?
I'm still learning. I think for me, the biggest thing though is like, in real life, whenever you have fallouts or breakups or drama or whatever, you can kind of in your own head compartmentalize it or maybe move on faster. And the impact of what it was objectively maybe doesn't settle with you in real life because you're moving on and like not paying attention to it. And as human beings, that's what we all do to stay sane.
Right.
But when you watch it back, have reunions, have to talk about it to like producers and stuff like that.
Right. You're reliving it over and over.
Reliving, and it's a kind of therapy, but at the same time, you have to fully digest like every ounce of like your actions, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it'll be good for me in the long run.
Okay, as a proud dog mom to Robin and Pino, I'm always on the hunt for the best pet supplies, and Chewy, come on now, never lets me down. I mean, if you are a pet parent like me, you probably already know all there is to know about Chewy, but let me tell you, when they say they have everything to keep your pets happy and healthy, they truly mean it. And I'm talking about over 100,000 products from all the brands Ramen and Pino love. So food, treats, cozy beds, toys, and it's not just for dogs and cats. They've got stuff for birds, fish, reptiles, you name it, and everything shows up right at your door in just 1 to 2 days. We love convenience. And then there's the auto ship feature, which honestly is a lifesaver. I've set it up for all of the pet essentials so I never run out of their favorite foods or treats, and I can just change or cancel but anytime, which is just one less thing I have to stress about. Plus Chewy's customer service. I live for good customer service. I feel like there's just not enough good customer service these days, and Chewy's amazing. It's 24/7. If you ever need help, they've got you. And if your pet isn't vibing with something, you can return it within a year, okay? No questions asked. Chewy really just makes life easier, happier for me and my pups, so you've got to try it. Chewy has everything that you need to keep your pet happy and healthy, and right now you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/vine. That's chewy.com/vine to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. Chewy.com/vine. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details. All right, you know good taste when you see it. It's effortless, sophisticated, and unmistakable, and when it comes to making a statement on the road, nothing does it better than the Range Rover Evoque. It's the perfect balance, refined yet daring, luxurious but approachable. With its clean lines, floating roof, and signature chiseled taillights, the Evoque is art and craft in motion. Every detail is designed to turn heads, from the captivating three-dimensional grille to its bold yet understated Range Rover DNA. Inside, a sanctuary of calm. So whether you prefer a minimalist, modern vibe, or something warmer and authentic, the Evoque's interior is completely customizable with premium materials and advanced technology at your fingertips. Sophistication, charisma, and elegance come together in the Range Rover Evoque. It's not just about the drive, it's about the experience. Explore more at LandRoverUSA.com.
Lindsay is pregnant.
Yeah.
But her ex is in the house.
That is one of the crazy. I thought no shot that they'd both do it again. Well, so they had an engagement get called off as well.
Right.
And now she's pregnant. And I was like, no way that they can both exist. And that they have, and they've done kind of a great job of both being very mature about it. But I mean, objectively, that's like a nutty situation.
Well, when she was telling me, I was like, wait, what? Because I think I follow Lindsay on Instagram. Is she in Nashville? No,
she has an Airbnb.
Oh, that's what it is. Yes. Okay. And is the guy that she got pregnant with on the show as well?
No, we don't know him.
Oh, you don't know him?
He's like...
Is he like a mystery man?
Uh-huh. Or like he's trying to maintain his identity.
Oh, wow. Respect. So nobody knows who this is?
I think some of her closer friends do, but
like the world who follows doesn't know.
Yeah,
like she doesn't post about him on Instagram, right?
No. Or I think she posted a wedding picture and like did like a blur his face out thing.
Wow. I do respect that.
I do too.
Yeah.
The they're so insane on there. I don't know how. I mean, it's good for the internet for being respectful.
Okay. Biggest regret of the season.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty casual with just like how I operate all the time. And I think sometimes it's cool if that's matched, but,
right.
In this instance, it wasn't. And I think I just didn't ever really take a moment to like realize that, you know, we were operating on like very different wavelengths.
That's fair.
But I mean, like I said, we're learning things.
Yeah.
So
Alanis Morissette said, "You live, you learn," and that's what you're doing.
She takes credit for that. You live.
I give her credit, but that's because she's Canadian and I'm obsessed with her. So I give it to her. Yes, she did. She gets credit for it.
That's cool.
So she wanted to know what the vibe is with a pregnant lady in the house.
I love pregnant Lindsay.
You do?
I do. I really do. I think she's so fun.
Oh, I love that.
Just like at peace.
Yeah.
You know, Lindsay's a very fiery woman, and I've loved every second of her this summer.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think she's great.
Oh, I love that. She's like...
It could be a mix. I don't know. She's always wanted to be a mom. I know that.
Yeah.
And I think she's just very content and like in a good place.
Yeah.
So...
Well, how is this season going to compare to the last?
like final product, I never know. Because the crazy thing with this show is any show,
Yeah.
it's like a 5% of your whole existence is made into a show. And
Right.
so you kind of don't really know what's going to play out. But I think good. I feel like I always think everyone's getting along. And then
you watch back and you're
I'm
like,
what?
yeah. That's how I felt. I remember when I was on The Bachelor, I remember being like, our season's going to be so boring. Everyone's so kind and nice. And then I watch it back. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Has The Bachelor been the same production company the whole time? I feel like
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
you kind of have to.
Yeah. That show is just a machine. Chews up and spits people out. And it's just.
Is it true that now they make to be on The Bachelor, you sign a deal where like you can't do endorsements like a year after or something?
Yeah, I think so. I
get that.
I totally get that, unless they're going to take a percentage. But I get that because you don't want
people doing it for that. Yeah.
Right. Like I was in it the best time. There was no drink limits. I could do anything
What year was it?
after 2015 and 16.
I think reality TV, in like what window is Jersey Shore? Was that like the 2000s?
Yeah.
Early 10s?
Yes.
Before the influencer shit started.
Yeah.
And before people could like really be canceled for the shit they said, and people
Yeah.
were just like so unhinged and like no guard.
Yeah.
Like reality TV can probably never be.
No, it was the
good
best.
again.
I mean, it was everything that you'd want reality TV to be. And now people are I just feel like people show up so inauthentically now on reality TV because they know about edits. They know about like how you could get canceled.
Yeah,
They're
like protecting yourself.
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
But then I just feel like you're not being like, do you find it easy to be yourself on TV?
I did, but before the show was very, I kind of put my foot down about like, I don't want to do this if I can't be myself.
Yeah.
And our show is filmed for 3 straight days. So if you weren't, you would be so exhausted.
Yeah.
So I think our show is actually an easy way to be, or like a good show to be yourself, because it's really hard not to.
That's true.
But I was like very reassured throughout.
Can you like bring people to
You can bring people to parties. Some people have, like Jesse brought one girl home last summer, and then they just have to like sign a thing. But like during the day, I don't think.
just for like the party?
I don't know if anyone's ever tried. Should I just do that one day?
I want
Like
to
my
come on
friend
it.
wants- yeah.
Can I just show up and hang out and just see
coming
what's
over for
going on?
lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a pool.
You don't want to go.
Yeah, her Airbnb doesn't have a pool. She's coming to borrow ours.
Yeah.
Give her some sunscreen and a couple towels.
I'll sign an NDA.
Yeah. You've probably signed a lot of those.
I've signed a lot of those. Okay. Are you hosting a new show?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up?
Okay, so
Napkins?
no.
What? Why does it say napkins?
Okay, that's funny. Napkins is a show like before I got my job at Bleacher Report and I moved to New York.
Yeah.
I had a shitty sales job.
Wait, what's your job right now?
I work at Complex. Do you know Complex?
No.
It used to be a print magazine. Now it's more like a pop culture media outlet.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's sick. It's very cool. Napkins was a food show that I like produced and hosted on my own
Oh.
in like 2019 before I got into like media jobs.
No way.
Mm-hmm. And
So you've always been a foodie.
yeah,
Okay.
I just like care about it and like enjoy it. And
Yeah.
I think because I like traveling and have traveled a lot, that to me is like the most perfect way to like dive into like new shit.
Yeah.
And, like ingrain yourself where you are.
Yeah.
Just so basic, but I do like
No, I love that.
So did that. We found our camera guy for Napkins. We found on Craigslist, took him to drinks before we like started it. And I was like, what's your main form of income? Or like, what's your day job? And he goes, I am a trans porn director and cinematographer.
Incredible.
And I was like, whoa,
Whoa.
you're hired.
Yeah.
And
Immediately,
that was
yes.
our dude. I think we did like 9 or 10 episodes, but that got me a job at Bleacher Report, which like, you know, gave me a lot of like very, very cool opportunities, then got laid off. That's why the whole show happened. I was laid off and like got a call and I was like, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
How did they find you?
I met Lindsay at like a dinner like a year before.
Ah, and she was like, he'd be great TV.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah.
But so, yeah, was laid off, super sad about it. Got the phone call because Bleacher Report would have never let me do a TV show.
Yeah.
Because I was like doing on-camera stuff for them. and then that show happened. Got hired at Complex last summer. And so now the show's going to come out this week. We're doing it next week now. We're like pivoting pilot episodes. But it's called West Date Ever. So yeah, it sounds like best. Some people think it sounds like worst, but I guess it's up to whoever wants to.
Right.
And basically,
choose your own adventure.
I will be interviewing women. We might sneak a couple dudes on the last few episodes, but basically interviewing people through the course of a date.
Yeah.
And it's basically just to kind of unpack what dating is like when you're semi in the spotlight and like people care about whoever you're dating and like dealing with a lot of outside noise through like a romantic journey. And so I mean, it is a date, but I'm kind of like, I'm still the interviewer. So
right.
I'm asking most of the questions, but it's been like super fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think it'll be really cool. I am excited.
So it's like where is it going to be on?
It'll be on Complex's socials.
Okay.
But like long form will be YouTube. So like, do you know Hot Ones?
Yes.
So Complex like started Hot Ones. They have like a lot of very good
amazing.
YouTube series.
Yeah.
So obviously.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah, it's a good like brand.
And it airs next week?
I think we're gonna try. It was gonna be yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had like a last minute, like we just wanted to do, like we had a pilot episode ready and we're pivoting. We just wanted to be a different guest. Yeah. But I've filmed 3 episodes and I think we're going to do 3 more for season 1.
Do you like everyone that you've interviewed, has it been easy or is it like?
They're all, honestly, I think more challenging for me, but I think will make the season more encompassing is that everyone is like super different.
Yeah.
So like different backgrounds, different ages, different stories, like different reasons why they're like famous, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it makes kind of like unpacking different every single time.
Like how famous are we talking? Who, can you say anyone that's going to be on it?
One of them is like very timely. I'll tell you off camera, but
okay.
Yeah, I think I can't spoil. I'm not allowed to, but.
But that's exciting. No, you shouldn't spoil. That's exciting. Now it makes me want to watch even more.
Yeah. Well, it would have, yeah. Season, obviously you got to get a pilot off the ground and then like season 1 and then hopefully, we can keep growing it. But yeah, it's fun also because that was my employee, or like I was producing for Complex anyways.
Yeah.
So to have them kind of come to me and like want to lean into me personally as the host or whatever is super endearing, and I'm like very thankful for that. So
it's amazing. What's death meal? What's your death meal? Death row meal.
So boring.
But I want like appetizer, main, drink, dessert.
I always say you can fit it on one plate and then you get one drink.
Okay.
I think 12 hot wings with blue cheese and a cold beer.
That's it.
It just is like that to me is my.
I mean, I get it. Wings are delicious.
Yeah, and just it's like I want to feel alive before I go out.
And hot wings make you feel alive.
Yeah, that's a good hangover meal. But it's
a great hangover meal. Beer, especially cold beer with wings. Yeah, so good. My mouth just did the thing. Yeah.
And when I think of that, I think of fall and it starts getting cooler.
Yeah.
Are you a football girl?
I recently have gotten into football. So I was a cheerleader in the CFL.
A lot of my friends played in CFL.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's different.
Who, Stamps?
No, I was the BC Lions. I was a feline with the white plastic boots and everything.
You got BC Lions are orange and black.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was just so hockey, like I'm obsessed with hockey. But when I moved to America, I was like, oh, football's a thing. And then I started like probably 5 years ago, I would say like obsessed.
Who do you lean into? Titans, I guess?
The Bills.
It's fine.
It's only because I was with somebody who was like a diehard Bills fan.
I get it.
And then I was an honorary Bills fan, and then I jumped through a table.
Yeah.
And so then I was a real Bills fan.
Do you want to know a secret?
What?
So I've tailgated with Bill's Mafia a couple times.
Yeah.
And the OG dudes have, the red Pinto car and they do the wings.
Yes.
Okay. They told me, this was a few years ago, they were like, these kids showed up and started jumping through tables and that was never our brand. And it's all these like drunk dudes who started doing it.
Yeah.
And that caught media attention and people associate it with us. And we like don't
Really?
Yeah.
I
And
kind
was
of like that they don't, because I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it. But
you gotta do it.
I mean, I bubble wrapped myself
Yeah.
and had a few cocktails. And then it took me about 8 times to get through this damn table. But
I would actually be super pro Bills if they weren't like a kind of running rival with the Chiefs right now.
okay.
But
That's your team.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've tailgated with them for work. Actually, for napkins was one of the episodes.
There you
we
go.
did. And they were so nice to me, and like Bills Mafia, I loved.
Yeah. It's just, it felt like a team that I could get behind too, because I was like, they feel very Canadian as well.
Yes, yeah, that's so fair.
Yeah.
What did we drink? You know what Wishnuka is?
No?
It was
Wishnuka?
like a liquor that they poured in a bowling ball, and we took shots out of it.
What in the hell? No.
But it sounds. I thought it was Canadian. It might not be.
How do you freaking spell that?
I don't know. You can just give it a shot and see.
Look at your search did not match any documents.
Wow.
Nothing.
No way.
Yeah. Are you sure you're saying it right?
Because I asked him 100 times. Dude, actually, no shot.
Well, maybe you could put shots out of bowling ball.
Premier, dude, there's there's no.
I think you just sat here and lied to me.
No, I'll find you in our little episode when we're done. Yeah, I can't find anything for me either. Damn.
My death row meal is like so complicated and random. Like
Okay.
mine would be
Oh, it's gonna be like different cuisines.
yeah, like I want
Okay.
like McDonald's fries,
Okay,
and then I want the highest grade of salmon sashimi.
love that.
Yeah, and then I want
How big of
like a chicken parm.
of sashimi?
No,
Oh,
like
I was like, how big of
we're
a?
onto a new.
Okay,
I want like 6 pieces,
love.
and then I want like a chicken parm or some sort of
Here's the
bolognese.
Here's the big question for you now.
What?
With that plate, you say death row is like you only get 1 condiment. And I guess we can say there's at least like a tomato sauce on your parm.
Okay, but if it's the highest grade of sashimi, I don't want any
You don't
sauce.
need soy sauce? Okay.
So I would go. I love ketchup. I'd go ketchup.
Are you a poutine gal?
Yeah, of course.
I read poutine twice when I was in Toronto a few weeks ago.
Delicious.
But everyone in Toronto was like, we don't give a fuck about poutine. Go to Montreal.
It is the best in Montreal. But when I lived in Vancouver, there was this pick your poison poutine place, and it was like there's the dirtiest kinds there, like pulled pork,
So,
and like all
you
these
say
different.
dirty, you mean good or bad?
Good.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dirty good. Just like pulled pork, cheesy. Yeah, it was unbelievable. That would be in there too. I just love fries.
How many nights out in Calgary have you had? Lots?
Yes.
Have you been to Cowboys?
I worked at Cowboys, but I worked at the one in Edmonton.
Oh my God.
But I would go to the one in Calgary all the time. I tried to last there for 2 years because they give you a boob job if you work there.
I know. I have like 4 bartenders' numbers in my phone from Cowboys. And I was like, there's no way every bartender in this massive place all has the exact same tits. And they do.
And they do. They do because they were bought for them. They've probably been there for 2 years.
No way.
I got fired because I passed out on my shooter tray because I got so hammered.
So hammered?
I was 18 years old.
Oh, are they giving 18-year-olds boob jobs at that place?
Well, no, because you have to be 18 just to start working there. And then you have to last, I think, 2 years before they'll pay for your boobs.
Yeah.
And I got fired. But
Right before the 2-year mark?
and then my favorite full circle moment was they paid me to go there after Bachelorette. And I was like, I can't believe it. I just got to go party at Cowboys for some cash.
They DM'd me actually, and I was like, that would be so full circle as well.
Yes.
Because I went with, that might have been the same trip as the story I was telling you.
Yeah.
But then one of my boys played for the Stamps for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he's actually in the NFL now. He went CFL.
Amazing.
Yeah, he crushed it. And then there's no shot you'll know this place, but Singapore Sam's.
No.
We just were like wandering around because none of us knew anything about Calgary the first time. And so we were like trying to find late night food and we were like go to this place. And it's like a little Thai restaurant. Or no, Singapore. So that would.
Oh, do they put alcohol in your teacups?
Yeah, but Singapore. Yeah, so then it was Thai. No, it was Chinese. Singapore. Why am I blacking out? Singapore's in China.
I don't know.
I think it is. Singapore. Or is it Taiwan?
Google.
I think it's Thai.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So we go in and like as we're approaching the door, it's like there's like this base and we're like, nope way. And when you walk in, it looks like a mom and pop little Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
But there's a DJ and everyone's standing on their tables. But like the kitchen is open at 3 a.m. And I went from Cowboys till like 2 a.m. to this place, Singapore Sand.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the most fun nights of all time.
Wow. That sounds like something I could get down with.
I loved Calgary.
I love Calgary too. I mean, I grew up going to the Stampede since I was little.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously I'm not a fan of their sports teams because it's like the rivalry between Edmonton and Calgary.
Where is what's your hometown, the name of it?
Leduc.
And is that closer to Edmonton than Calgary?
Yeah, it's basically right where the Edmonton airport is. So it's like right before you get into Edmonton.
So south of Edmonton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do people in between Calgary and Edmonton, is that like a decision that everyone has to make?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
My dad, like...
And it's Flames Oilers is probably the main one.
Yes. My dad literally gets like upset over it.
And do you hate the other one whenever you're affiliated with the other one? Right? Yeah.
The Battle of Alberta.
Alberta, yeah.
Yeah. It's...
That might have been... I'm trying to remember who they played, but we went on Canada night too.
You went on what?
We like the theme of whatever night when we went to the Flames game was Canada night. And so the drive there, we were like practicing the national anthem, like we were ready to go.
Did you know more than O Canada?
No. No, my... Is it my home?
Our home.
Our home.
And native
land.
I just said it where you're like, it's our, and I had to like feed it to you. You're like, yeah, I knew it.
Yeah. I can get it in real time. I just keep an eye on someone next to me and just kind of like.
Yeah. You just piggyback off of them.
Yeah.
It's so funny because Americans always think they know the Canadian national anthem and then all they know is Oh Canada. Every time. Oh Canada. I'm like, go on.
Damn it.
That's so funny. Yeah. I do feel like you're an honorary Canadian though for how you grew up, where you grew up.
Well, Missouri, no, but like Montana.
Like Montana.
Yeah. I've been to 4 provinces probably.
Well, you're kind of a traveler.
Yeah. All 50 states was like a big thing for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's sick. I mean, I owe it almost all to my parents, but they've been all 50 together.
Cute.
Which is sick.
Your parents are still together?
Yeah.
Goals.
They're in the same house. I would like.
Oh, that is like, I would die.
My dad would prefer if my mom moved out. So like the land. No, not moved out. Sorry, I didn't interrupt. Yeah. If my mom moved out. No, if my mom moved out to the farm.
Yeah. Okay.
With him.
Okay.
But she would never.
Oh.
So my dad commutes every morning to it's like 30 minutes north of Columbia.
Oh my gosh.
But same house. I would be so sad if they left. But I think they're like redoing their bathroom right now. So they're locking in.
Oh shit.
They're not going anywhere.
I love that. That was my dream for my parents to stay together and to still live in the same house that I grew up in. Like,
how are we out of those 2?
Not good.
Oh, for 2?
Yeah, over 2. But they're both remarried happily. Amazing. Like my stepdad and my stepmom are amazing.
So you
and they all get along.
Them.
Yeah.
That's good. Do y'all do not anymore. One of my like little girlfriends in high school, her parents were divorced, but they would do like Christmases and stuff together.
Yeah, we did.
Like,
we used to.
Yeah.
I used to make my parents so uncomfortable. I would be like, do you kind of still like love each other? Yeah. Like I remember going to a wedding with my parents were in the front seat and I was in the back and I was like, do you guys still like each other a little more than a friend? My mom would be like, shut up, Kaitlyn.
That's awesome.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because they were good sports too and they got along. Like when I did that was
when the world knew you were going to host a podcast, is when you asked your mom if she still liked your dad.
The interviewer of our generation.
The hard-hitting questions. It's just you in the back, like just bugging your parents.
I should do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, let's be real. Underwire bras, worst enemy. They were my worst enemy. I could not wait to take them off the second I got home. In fact, it made me not wear bras for a while. But then I discovered SKIMS and everything changed. I never thought I'd actually love wearing an underwire bra, but SKIMS made it possible. Their bras are super comfortable. I forget I'm even wearing one. And honestly, the girls, you can admit they've never looked better. Now, my absolute favorite is the weightless scoop bra. It's become part of my everyday wardrobe, whether I'm in a t-shirt, tank top, the bra gives me that perfect natural lift and shape, and the mesh cups, seriously magic. It feels like I'm getting all the support with none of the discomfort. Skims has completely redefined what an underwire bra should feel like. And if you're like me, you've been dreading bras for years, do yourself a little favor and give Skims a try because you will not regret. Shop Skims Bras at skims.com, now available in 62 sizes, 30A to 46H. And if you haven't yet, be sure to let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. All right, if you're gearing up for a wedding, it is full-blown wedding season after all. Whether you are the bride, a bridesmaid, just a guest looking to slay, listen up. Birdie Gray is about to become your new best friend because they've got the most stylish, budget-friendly, which we love, dresses that are perfect for any wedding vibe. Now I'm talking dresses that look high-end, like a chiffon one-shoulder with a long train or a cross-halter satin in an oversized floral print. And the kicker is that their dresses start at just $99. Okay, you don't have to break the bank to look amazing. So my producer actually used Birdie Gray for her bridesmaid dresses, and I can honestly attest that the photos looked absolutely incredible. And they also have a stunning collection of truly affordable little white dresses. So under $150, from sequin minis for your bachelorette party to a drop waist corset dress for engagement photos. They literally have got it all. Oh, and you have to check out their adorable bow veil. It is the perfect bridal accessory. But Birdie Gray is not just about the dresses. They also have the cutest PJs for all your girls, perfect for those bridal suite photos or just lounging around in style, bachelorette parties. The first step to planning the perfect looks for your bridal party starts with swatches, and Birdie Gray is offering 5 free bridesmaid dress swatches just for all the vinos. So head over to birdiegray.com, use code VINE at checkout to find the perfect palette for your bridesmaids.
Did you prepare a confession?
Yeah, I have a good one.
Okay, tell me.
Well, okay. It actually is funny because I was just talking to you about hockey.
Yeah.
I was banned from the NHL for a year.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
So.
The whole NHL franchise?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, okay. Turner Sports, who Turner owned Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
And I worked at Bleacher Report, got NHL rights in 2021.
Yeah.
Or maybe it might have been 2022. So they were like, we're going to have a kickoff call. And Gary Bettman's the host, who's the commissioner of the NHL. Yeah. Everyone hates his guts. Yeah. Which I found out why. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I think I was like hungover, like didn't have a shirt on in my living room. And I was like, this call's boring as f. So I like put a shirt on, like put a hat on. I was like, I'm going to ask this guy a question. Yeah. Turn my camera on. I would like, I was like, hi, Mr. Bettman. Like, my name's West. I'm with Bleacher Report. I'm a producer, whatever. And I was like, I have a serious question. So I asked him, I go, I know the NFL has been dealing with this a lot recently, but like head safety is very, very like forward in like media, and just it's a talking point that you can't really escape. And how do you maintain keeping the game safe and like following protocol, whatever, but also keeping like the history and the origin of like hockey that it's supposed to be? I thought it was awesome, but I guess I said the word violent or like violence in my question, which is the number one trigger word, turns out, for hockey PR. Oh. And Gary Bettman lost his mind on me and on a call with like all my coworkers and like all of NHL's employees. And he was like, I guess people at Bleacher Report know anything about hockey. Hockey's not violent. It's like, it's a physical sport, but it's not about, which of course is not true. Not true at all. So he's like just embarrassing me. And like, of course it's still on my camera. I can't like, I'm just sitting there taking it. You're like, got it. And I was like, okay, apologies, like camera off. I was like, holy, what the just happened? And he was like, you basically just saying, I don't know hockey. I'm like a idiot. And so then I started getting all these like slacks from everyone I work with. And they're like, yo, you just like embarrassed Gary Bettman. Like that was a great question. Like he's a bitch, whatever. And I was like, oh, I kind of like, maybe I look cool. Yeah. That lasted an hour. And then I got a call from like my boss's boss. Oh God. Like, and he was like, we need to talk tomorrow, like have you on a call. And it was like him, a bunch of higher ups and like HR. And they were like, the NHL doesn't want you around. Like they think you're like, your name and your face are like not wanted by the NHL. So we're pulling you from every hockey event. Oh, sad. Yeah, I was like, guys. That's dude, so sad. Yeah. And so learning lesson there was not necessarily the question was bad, but like, I guess know your audience better before you start like diving into, that didn't even feel taboo, but it was.
Just because you said the word violence.
Spooked him and he lost his mind and like embarrassed me for everyone. And I was like, oh, not a big deal. Like I can handle that. But then they were like, no one in the NHL wants you around.
That would make me want to like not go to the NHL for a long time.
So the full year goes by and it's basically like Stanley Cup playoffs. It was Tampa and the Avs.
Yeah.
It was Lightning and the Avs.
Yeah.
And they had no one to cover game 6. And they were like, we're going to like go like be on your best behavior. Like say thank you to everyone. Like wear a forward's hat. Just like be nice.
Yeah.
And so.
Wear a forward's hat.
Of course, game 6, I think the Avs won in Tampa. So I was in Tampa and like I had a press pass, like go on the ice after. Yeah. I wasn't drunk or anything. I was working, so I was definitely sober. And I had someone take a picture of me on the ice like this.
Yeah.
As they're all celebrating behind me, and I tagged Gary Bettman above my head on it. And then that caused a thing, and they were like, "Can delete it." And I had like 3 HR meetings the next day. But I was like, yeah. And then I got laid off like a few months after, and I think that was part of it. But.
That sucks. Also, like, way to overreact, everybody.
Yeah, it's like a funny bit to just be like, yeah, I was banned from the NHL for a year. But I had a whole calendar laid out with like all these games and they had to wipe people to go.
Who's your hockey team that you root for?
So I'm Kansas City sports.
Yeah.
Because that's where most of my family's from and lives. We don't have a hockey team, but I am still pro Missouri. So I'll root for the Blues.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
And like I have like Blues merch and shit like that. But I usually I don't watch a lot of like regular season hockey though.
Okay.
When playoffs start, I'll tap in.
I really would actually like to interview Connor McDavid. I think that would be.
Manifest it. That'll happen.
He did make my nephew a video and I was like, I've never asked anyone to make a video for anyone. I just feel like, ugh. And he did. And it was so nice. And so now I'm like scared to ask him for another favor.
Do you feel like a lot of hockey dudes are very... I feel like you'd take a sec to get them to open up, and then once you get them, they're like...
Totally. Yeah. I feel like, well, they're so media trained in like the worst way possible, like not in a good way. And so they all have like the same answers for everything. I feel like I'd have to really pull out my like hockey bro card and like shoot the shit with them.
I think you get him like set up 2 beers and just like...
Totally.
Yeah.
Make it comfortable.
Up with like Alberta jokes.
Yeah.
But where'd he grow up? Is he Canadian?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he?
I think more East Coast. I'm not sure. I think like Ontario.
You know what's crazy about the NHL is I saw a map of where everyone was from in the NHL.
Yeah.
And it's like heavy Canada,
yeah.
Obviously. And then Minnesota a little bit, North Dakota a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Florida.
Really?
Yeah. How weird is that?
Very.
But they
Florida.
Yeah.
God, that was a tough loss. I was at the Stanley Cup finale game.
I know. Didn't you guys, weren't you down 3-0 and brought it back to 7 and then lost 7?
That was a different game. I don't remember. I blacked out. Not from being drunk, from being angry.
Who did you beat? No, it was Florida because I think you guys were down 3-0 and then 1-3 and it went to 7 and then.
Yes. You're right. I thought you were talking about the actual score of the last game. I was like, I don't remember. I was so pissed.
Yeah, it sucks.
I was so mad. Okay, I could talk to you all day. I just feel like I should understand. But we'll have you come back when your show is airing to talk about guests and
that would be fun to have like a podcast after someone's watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be cool.
I'll watch. Tell everybody where they can watch and follow you.
Ooh, follow me. I think my Instagram is westling.conrad, which is my full name, actually.
Oh, really?
Westling is my mom's maiden name. Conrad is my dad's grandpa's middle name.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Wilson is just like the 7th most popular last name.
That's a good strong name though.
And then Complex. I think episodes will be on YouTube here soon, but
amazing.
I'm excited for it.
Well,
it's called West State Ever. There's a cute little like key art and stuff.
Cool. That's awesome.
I'm stoked.
Wow.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I can't wait to watch.
It'll be sick.
Yeah, we'll come back when I can talk about what I've been doing and you can talk about what you've been doing and then we can compare notes. Link up.
Beautiful.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next